It's day 5. Day 5. To be honest, it's getting kind of scary. I'll explain why. The more you learn and the more you don't implement, you put yourself in extreme danger. If you know something now and you deliberately ignore what you know just for you to go and do what you used to do, you will put yourself in danger. Your mind is very powerful. Very powerful. That's why I have to kind of be careful of what I say, because people getting cancelled left and right for saying the truth. The phrase "you are what you eat," I said I would have talked about that in another video. This is that video. The phrase "you are what you eat," I don't think you actually realize the gravitas of what that actually means. You are what you consume in every single regard. If you consume bullshit, you are bullshit. Let's be frank. If you consume poison, obviously you are poisoned. If you know something is not good for you and you consume it anyways, you will hurt yourself way more than consuming poison and not knowing it was poison. The things we eat on a daily basis can actually be harming us. Think about it. Why you really believe there is this kind of, it's almost like they forcing you to eat shit that don't making any nutritional sense. And then you always depressed. You're not happy, you're having belly aches, you're having headaches, you're having all these problems. Right? You realize people who actually eat healthy don't have these problems. And I'm not just saying things just for saying things sick. I have actually experienced something like that. And this is why I said I would speak about it in another video. When you on self-improvement and you eventually learn that it is very important what you put into your body, and knowing that certain things are actually poisons, not in the sense where they will kill you instantly, but they will slowly weaken you. And you know that, and then you actively put those things into your body, you do way more damage to yourself than if you just stayed an NPC and didn't know, believing it was a good thing. I said self-improvement is not for the weak. And daily I experiencing why that is the case. In my hand I have a mango. This came from a tree. The tree was planted in soil. This is of the earth. However, not everything which is planted is of the earth. This is organic. Then there are things they call genetically modified, or the O stands for what? Organism or some shit, right? GMOs. People always saying GMO, 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 but they don't really really understand what that means. Something which is GMO can be planted now, bear fruit, and that fruit will never have seed. It cannot be replanted. And I'm speaking of that not because I want to, but because you need to know that. You need to actively make a choice. Are you going to consume something that is genetically modified, or are you going to consume something that is of the earth? Created by man, created by God. Your choice. I'm not actively telling anybody to stop eating GMOs. If you want to eat go ahead, have fun. I am eating of what is God, what God has created. You know, it upsets me so much, but then I have control over my anger. Why are we not given a choice? And I believe the reason why we aren't given a choice is because they know most people would choose freedom. If you had a choice, you would choose freedom. Because what we are not realizing is that there is a reason humans are sometimes referred to as resources. You see, your work is a resource. Your ability to work is a resource. And a lot of the things that are going on right now, should I even really start? I might end up putting myself in trouble, But if I don't do it, then the reason why people tend to be so afraid to speak about these things is that freedom of speech is actually a myth. You are not allowed to speak your mind because knowledge is something which is very valuable and also very dangerous. Knowledge is the most valuable thing on earth. What you put into your mind, what do you know? That is the most valuable thing on earth. People pay millions, billions even, to find out what others are thinking. This is why social media sells your data. Even if you are just a mere NPC, they want to learn what you think, what you like, what you don't like. It is valuable to them. This is why millionaires pay other millionaires just to speak to them sometimes, to learn from them. people pay to learn things, because when you learn something, it can never be taken away from you. That is why knowledge is both very valuable and very dangerous. What you learn cannot be taken away from you. Even if you're brainwashed or you forget for a certain period of time, but that is forever ingrained in your mind. Subconsciously, you will always know that. That is why it's very important to know what you consume on a daily basis, what you watch. What you watch is very important. And I'm saying these things not to make you scared or not to make you feel any type of way, just to inform you, because I was not informed. I was consuming a substantial amount of bullshittery, to be frank. A substantial amount of bullshittery. I still consume like some actually like smart stuff. Like I used to watch stuff about science and rocket science and aerodynamics, racing, aerospace, those type of stuff. It was just like fun to me. But then I realized after some time, I actually started learning stuff about these things. Even if I never went to school for aerodynamics or aerospace engineering, I could still tell you what the influence of gravity, of center of gravity would have, the influence of center of lift. Different little things. Just because I continuously consumed that type of content. What you consume, you eventually learn. That is very important. The more you learn about what's going on around you, the more you become sickened, the more you might become afraid. I have so much on my mind right now, and I find it very difficult to express that, because I've seen these other creators I look up to, these other people who have shown me these things, and one by one they are being attacked. But I feel like I must continue to push forward. I cannot go back to being just another person. I cannot go back to being an NPC. I wish protection and guidance upon you. You will need it. Stay frosty.